Marvin sipping yin yak. Drinks down, hell nah, I'ma drink that.
Welcome back to Sports and Wine. We got a big show today, as you can tell.
Yep.
We're going to start from left to right. We got Dre. We got our boy Jerry coming through. Jerry Duke. We got Waskar, of course. And then we got Hector. He's been commenting on a lot of the posts and being very interactive with us, so we wanted to make him join or bring him in here. And then you got myself, Rolando. We're drinking. What?
I was going to talk about the location for a second.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
looks a little different.
Yeah, but
Taking the show on the road. We don't even got the wine glass, so we're keeping the classic with the plastic. Keeping the classic with the plastic.
The classic with the plastic, you heard
Classic
me?
with the plastic.
Yep.
Save the turtles.
all right, what are we drinking?
Save the turtles. We're going to drink a Barolo from Piemonte. This is an Italian wine. You're going to have
That's
bright
nice.
fruit, right? Yeah.
That's
Smooth.
I was
nice.
going to say it tastes like raspberries
Yeah.
and grapes to me.
This is that shit that I'd be drinking when I was in Sicily.
It's a little dry. It's a little lingering finish there.
While
You
my
can
homies
taste
were
it
sleeping with
afterwards.
the fishes.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Very acidic.
Very acidic. Yeah, so it's high acidity.
I like it.
Yeah, it's
Good.
good. It's good talking wine. All right, let's get into the show. We're going to talk about.
Well, it's coming up, man.
Yeah.
Super
This is
Bowl
it.
54.
Biggest sports week of the year.
What it's all come down to, right?
Yeah.
Two of the
Super Bowl
best
54,
teams.
baby. Super Bowl 54.
What are the teams? We have San Francisco 49ers.
San Francisco 49er in the NFC.
Yep.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
NFC. Yep.
This has been a crazy season. And, I think that one way or another, we're looking at two of the best teams. This isn't one of those things where, like, how did they get here? How did they get here? They've been pretty outstanding throughout the year, both of them. I think the Chiefs kind of, people slept on them a tad bit. People for sure slept on Patrick Mahomes this year just because he looked a little human. He got hurt. And Lamar Jackson was Lamar Jackson. So everyone forgot he came in the postseason and just did his damn thing.
Yeah.
And
And he was missing
we're going to
Tyreek
have dominant offense and dominant weapons versus dominant defense and dominant defensive weapons. So
Is
it's going to be a crazy
this as easy as saying offense versus defense?
Yeah, absolutely.
I absolutely think
Yeah.
it's going to be exactly what you're saying. Offense versus defense. And it's just going to be a battle of number one offense to me versus the number one defense to me as well.
Yeah.
I mean, and I understand like during the regular season that the Patriots had a very stymieing defense, but personally, I think the Niners had a better defense.
More rounded.
I can see that more, impressive on paper, and it passed the eye test.
And I think one thing is too is they have big name pass rushers that are getting to the quarterback consistently, which in today's NFL, it's all about the passing games and able to stop that through either dominant secondary play or dominant defensive line play. And you saw that with Nick Bosa is going to be a problem. Derek Carr said DeForest Buckner, they're going to be a problem. D Ford is going to be a problem.
Oof.
So there's going to be a lot of work for that Kansas City offensive line. So it should be a really, really tremendous matchup to watch.
But on the flip side,
On the flip side.
Tyreek Hill's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce's going to be a problem. Sammy Watson's going to be a problem. Patrick Mahomes is
The
going to be a
team's
huge
so much
problem.
faster than the Niners defense,
so much
like in the secondary.
It's ridiculous.
Kyle Shanahan said it, they look like they just got him out of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like,
But the sprinters.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask this side first because it seems to be Niner fans, right? You guys are going for the Niners. Yeah, you guys are going for the Niners. How do you guys see it getting done? Like, what do the Niners need to put on them to win?
they're definitely gonna have to establish a run. They have to.
First and foremost, establish the run. Get an early lead because it's been obvious that, at least in the last few Super Bowls, that the team that gets in the lead after the first quarter tends to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
That is an example, an
Except Kyle Shanahan's.
Yeah. Yep.
Though that is true, I do believe that if the 49ers do get that early lead, do establish the run game, do maintain control of the clock throughout the entire game, and then try make it very difficult for Patrick Mahomes to do what Patrick Mahomes likes to do. And I think if they follow through on those key points, that I think the 49ers do have a very good chance of taking the win.
Let me ask you guys this: what are the Chiefs? What should their game plan look like?
And what's funny is because with the Chiefs' game plan, even though you would think like, okay, it's all on Patrick Mahomes and his air raid attack with Andy Reid, if you actually look at what the Chiefs have been really good at this year and what they've been doing really good the past recent weeks is that run game. If you look at what they did last week, Damian Williams was very, very good.
Yeah.
And I think if they can continue to utilize that in terms of they can air it out on you and they can run the ball on you.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's a whole different ballgame, you know? And I mean, you know, in terms of with the 49ers, it's like their run game is fantastic. I'm never going to doubt that. I mean, they have 3 different running backs that can get it done at an elite level, you know? But their passing attack,
It's
you know,
definitely in question.
That's definitely something that I worry about. But the Chiefs, that's a little different. You know, like you don't think of their run game as something that's scary, but it is something that's effective.
Yeah. And Patrick Mahomes actually has accounted for half of those runs.
He's been using his legs a lot more.
A lot more.
Yeah.
And the only thing I say about that last game though is they did face a Titans team that was they went through Baltimore.
Yeah.
They went through Patriots. They were traveling around. You know what I mean? Like, not to take anything away from them, but these are 2 weeks that they both got to rest. They both got to study tape.
Yeah.
This is going to be fresh legs on fresh legs. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that even though that the Titans still had a lead, and they were still for a moment of time kind of getting stuff done, and there's a lot of kind of downplaying the Titans, I think that we have to realize that once Ryan Tannehill got there, that was a very different team, and that was arguably one of the best teams in the AFC. So it's not like saying this is a weak opponent.
No,
I think that I think that needs to be a debunked myth at this point. The fact of the matter is that was a very good team that easily could have beat and was up on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And you know, they just kind of settled in, and what they did was, you know, not as amazing as the Texans, because that was just fucking ridiculous. But this one was just a tad bit less impressive, but impressive nonetheless. One thing I want to say is a lot of attention has been given to the Niners' run game because of how dominant they were in the NFC Championship.
Rightfully so.
This is actually putting a really big problem, because if Kansas City choose to just stuff the box, they're going to get destroyed through play action.
So
That's the first play of the game.
Kansas City, I let the Niners run on me.
Yeah.
You could run all you want.
The
Titans did it last week or 2 weeks ago. Run on me.
I think that you have to trust your players. I think you have to trust. I think you have to trust your playmakers. I think you have to trust that. I think you have to trust Honey Badger. I mean, right now is it. It's like, okay, you want to be that dude and you want to be in that Ed Reed, Earl Thomas conversation. Fine, prove it. Like this is his opportunity to be a standout player, and then also to another guy is Chris Jones. We know how dominant he is against the pass, but he's a really big guy that crushes pockets in general. He's going to need to be a beast.
And obviously, it's a little different. Say the Chiefs can't score, to let the Niners run on them, like not stack the box. But if the Chiefs are confident they can get points, run on me, because they're so confident they're going to put up points.
Yeah,
the Chiefs only need 60 seconds.
Now, can you run the ball and feel confident? Like, okay, I'm a 13-play drive, 10-play drive. If they're scoring 60 seconds,
and especially if the Chiefs are like another thing is like. There's things we're not talking about, right? And like Chris said, the run game for the Chiefs. But another thing is, and it is just because the offense is so impressive, but we don't talk about how much, and we think we're starting to now how much better that defense is this year. This is probably the best Chiefs defense I've seen in quite a while. They're able to get to the quarterback, and as I said, they have just like a really just plain out stud in Tyrann Mathieu. So I think that there's a couple like really big opportunities for them to make plays. I would say on the other side, what you got, if you're the Chiefs on offense, the only thing you're worried about is that pass rush, right? How much time do you have to get stuff off? And that's that. I think that if you cover that, you're set, because if you actually settle in your offense, I mean, I've seen the Falcons do it. I've seen the Seahawks do it. Like I've seen other teams put up over 20 points in the Niners. It's not like it's impossible.
Well, it's because
so
this is a stat. The Niners run cover 3 34% of the time, which is the highest in the league by far. So technically, you know where they're at if you have time with that pass rush. Exactly. So they don't. They're not tricking you. There's nothing. No. It's zone defense, and if you have time, you can slice it. But otherwise, and if I'm Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, I'm not too worried about time, because Patrick Mahomes can backpedal 10 yards and still throw it anywhere on the field. Yeah. He can move from different angles and
you got Ward over there at the top, man. He's been a hawk on the ball.
Oh, no. I don't think they'll test the top too much. Maybe a few times. I think a lot of it's going to be the seams
Yeah.
and underneath stuff, letting the
Yeah.
people catch and run.
Yeah.
Because you're in zone defense,
Yeah.
make the tackle and just trust the people.
And then
We'll see.
Look for these guys to get yards after the catch.
I'm worried about Travis Kelce the most. I know I should be worried about Tyreek Hill, but we talk about
No,
Tyreek
you
Hill.
should be worried about Travis Kelce the most.
We've been getting dogged with the tight ends. When you brought it up last week, Jared Cook dogging us 2 touchdowns in the 1 quarter. Was it? I don't know. I think it was 1 quarter.
And
Yeah.
and the way you guys play, say Kittle's the best tight end in the league, but there's no tight end better at finding soft spots in the zone than Kelce,
Yeah.
who just finds the open spot to sit down.
Right.
That's what he's special. You know what I mean?
He's
That's
just
his,
smooth.
that's
That's
his,
like-
that's what he's
really
on
smooth.
The
work.
thing is,
Smooth player.
Kelsey is a very smooth player,
Yeah.
but the thing is with the Niners, they have a really, really good middle group. Like
Yeah.
their linebacker
They're
core
smart.
is very speedy and smart. Yeah,
Mhm.
like you said, very smart. They're speedy as well, and they can keep up with a guy like Kelsey.
Yeah.
Right? They don't need to put someone like a cornerback or a safety or one of their best players on defense to guard Kelsey specifically, where they can just simply match up by position. Oh, you're the tight end. I'm going to put a linebacker on you.
I like Greenlaw in that what you're saying with the speed, young, and that dude does not make a lot of mistakes for a rookie.
But that's the
Right,
crazy
yeah,
part,
exactly.
right? Is we're talking about, right? Like, all right, we might have Kelsey covered with linebacker. Like, we might, I don't know how, but you might have Tyreek Hill covered through scheme, right? But then we still have Sammy Watkins, right? And then we still have Hardman, right?
Nicole Hardman.
Yeah, and we still have
And that dude Robbins too.
If I'm Andy Reid, whoever's Richard Sherman's side,
yeah.
I'm just having him run a streak every time.
Yeah.
Hardman,
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins, whoever's on that
Yeah.
side, just to burn Sherman's
Yeah.
legs out.
You know what would be a good too? A little screen to the Damian Williams.
Oh, yeah.
You got a couple yards there,
Oh,
like,
definitely.
or you break for it.
Right. They're gonna, I have a feeling they're definitely going to utilize Damian Williams in this game as their running back, just
And the
because.
receiver.
Yeah, exactly. Just because I think that they're like they're bigger pieces like Travis Kelce,
gonna
Tyreek
game plan
Hill.
for it.
Right. Exactly.
I would be
They're gonna
hesitant
be
because every
shut
time you
down.
get to Damian Williams on a handoff, is the ball not Patrick Mahomes' hand in the biggest game
Yeah.
of it
Yeah.
ever.
No,
I might not run the ball.
Guys,
Right.
this is chess.
I might not
This
run the
is
ball.
chess.
This is chess.
These
Exactly.
coaches,
But
this is chess.
he's going to get catches out of that.
Yeah.
And that's the bigger question. I think you mentioned the coaches. It's like this is
It's
both
chess.
these guys have just not got it done at that level, right?
Yeah.
And I think obviously one's way and the other one. But I don't know, like I just feel everything's kind of coming together, and like Kyle Shanahan's gonna get opportunities. There's no denying that.
And
But how much longer is Andy Reid gonna do? I think Andy Reid sees this as like this is my fucking chance.
And I think what's
It's his best chance.
what's very crazy about what you're talking about right now is when you look at both the coaches right now in terms of Kyle Shanahan for the Niners and Andy Reid for the Chiefs, both of them are coaches that people want to grab, coaches that they've been associated with, right? Like,
Yeah.
If you come from the Kyle Shanahan tree, you're very popular, you're very you're someone we want to hire, right? Or if you come from the Andy Reid tree, right, you're going to be someone we want to hire. And I
They
think
sure won't give a job to Bellamy, but
For real.
But I get what you're saying.
and I think what's going to happen is with this Super Bowl right here, I think whichever team wins, like a lot of the coaches that they've been associated with before are definitely going to like come to the light more and maybe get more like coaching opportunities.
Well, you have
And,
Robert.
Robert Sala's gone.
Saleh.
He's gonna be gone.
No, they didn't hire
I know
him.
he hasn't
He's
hired
gonna
him
stay.
yet, but he's gonna get interviews and stuff.
And Richard Sherman said he
Well,
should have been. He deserves a head
everyone
coaching
who's
job.
had Robert Sala's job before him,
That's
Gus
not-
Bradley,
yeah.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn.
Dude from the Lions,
Let's see.
Patrick.
No, I'm talking about literally from the
Yeah.
Seahawks, like literally all
okay.
from under Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
They've all been head coaches,
Yeah.
so I don't see why he wouldn't be.
Don't think, you
But
get scared of the
And
defense
Dan
being
Quinn
a head
also
coach
came from
sometimes.
Yeah.
the Kyle
Doesn't
Shanahan tree.
happen all the time.
And then, I don't know why. Just not right time. He's a good head coach.
Same tree.
Another quick stat:
This is them.
Gus Bradley, defensive coordinator for the Chargers, runs the same scheme as the Niners, cover three mainly because they both come from Seattle. Held Patrick Mahomes to his lowest quarterback rating, 79.
Yeah.
So running the cover three system against Patrick Mahomes,
But that's a division
You know what I mean?
opponent. That's a division opponent.
Yeah,
That's
but
a whole different animal.
it's the same scheme with drop everyone coverage, Melvin Ingram, Joey Bosa, rush the passer.
Can we?
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
getting
yeah, I
after
guess
the
you can
four.
compare, yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
Obviously, it's a different game. Patrick Mahomes is watch the
But
defense
there's
for 2 weeks.
precedent, right?
There's a
I mean,
precedence that Patrick Mahomes is 79 quarterback rating.
Yeah.
I mean,
Two
the more,
games?
The more and more we
That's
think about
something.
this, is crazy. It's like this is really going to be a crazy game.
That's-
I don't see how it's not. I don't see how it's not.
Yeah.
I don't see how it's not. I don't see how it's not. You guys want to do some big predictions, final predictions?
Big
Yeah, let's do a round.
Let's go around.
Let's do a round.
Let's do a round, baby.
Let me start it.
Let's
Let's start it.
I'm too nervous for that.
I'm going Kansas City Chiefs 42.
Oh boy.
42 to 28.
And this has been a discussion.
Wow.
Some
Yeah.
people have felt that this is going to go in that direction.
I just don't see. There's nothing in the world that Patrick Mahomes playing at the highest level quarterback you can play. Andy Reid's thinking, the offense, and what they've done to. I just don't see how you can stop this team.
42-28.
Yeah.
Wow, that's huge.
That is huge.
I'm definitely gonna ride with that. I'm going to Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not gonna go as high as you're going, but I'm gonna go 24-17. Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over the Niners.
Grinder game.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh,
if you really look at their injury reports too, I mean, a lot of the Niners have been playing with limited participations, while Kansas City has been playing with full participants.
Yeah, but some people in the Kansas City Chiefs started talking too much shit. They should have kept
Frank
their mouth
Clark?
shut.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? Like,
You show out.
motivate D4 to do
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Play harder than you were going to play already?
To knock
Were you
under
not
Patrick
going
Mahomes.
to play as hard as you
You
could
are
already?
going to play hard, but you're going to play harder. And you see Kittle, what's the other dude?
You should
that went
never
the
be
same
able to
team?
play harder in the Super Bowl. You should already been playing as hard as you
If
can
I'm
play.
saying you
you
don't want
need
to talk
someone else to get you up, that's
Yes.
a problem.
What
Yes.
happens in boxing when you see sometimes the loudest mouth get hit?
Yes, but they was going to get hit maybe anyways.
Okay, in that case, Richard Sherman's going down. Like, I don't know what we're talking about. Like,
You're
that-
talking
talking
about
about
shit. You're talking about
Yeah.
shit
We've been
always.
talking shit to the media.
Yeah.
Saying
Come
we
on,
ain't
man.
shit. Keep it like that.
You've been doing
ain't
that all
talking
year.
I'm
This
not
motherfucker is literally talking shit to a guy.
I'm not saying Frank Clark
over
should have been talking
dumbass-
shit,
And that
but
was a stupid ass.
all I'm saying
shit
is
talking.
if D4 motivates him more, I
I'm
don't
just
see
saying
it.
some people should be
We'll
quiet.
find
play
out. But
position.
that's
We'll
a
find
battle within the battle.
You
Two
got some-
top
you got
pass
some
rushers. See what they
So
do.
Eric Fisher, I'll take Eric Fisher over Joe Staley any day. Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah, you're
Anyway,
disrespectful though.
so-
You're a Giants fan.
so let's go
You
back.
like Manny.
Let's go. Yeah, 2-time Super Bowl champ. Love it.
Predictions.
Yeah.
So it's Jimmy Garoppolo.
So we're picking, right? Basically, Jimmy Garoppolo or Patrick
We'll get more on
Mahomes.
that. We'll get
That's
back
what
to
it
that.
comes down to. Let's be honest, because if there's going to come down as it's really close game, quarterback play will make a difference, and that's a clear even scratch. We know where that's going. That's going all the way to Patrick.
I'm gonna edit this shit with the
but-
Kansas
but-
City Chiefs with the 41.
But let's be honest. It's my pick is going with the Chiefs. I think there's just too much firepower on offense. And I think that there's some playmakers on defense. Just the overall dedication that side of the ball is going to kind of change the dynamics of this game.
What's your score,
I think
Wascar?
the Chiefs are gonna get it 35-24.
35-24.
Yeah.
So,
Three Chiefs.
just from what I've seen throughout the season, Patrick Mahomes is obviously like an incredible talent. He's been doing things no other quarterback's been able to do. But I wouldn't count out Garoppolo completely, simply because he has proven that he has if the game is on his shoulders, put on his shoulders, he has proven that he can get it done throughout the regular season. Obviously, it's the regular season. This is a whole different.
He does have 3-4.
Whole different ball game, but he has proven that he can get it done when he needs to get it done.
Yes.
How?
And he has against really
The Saints. That's the
against-
Saints game. I remember.
against-
The Saints game, that was George
Against
Kittle who got
the
fucking 30
and the
yards.
Cardinals.
exactly.
When it shouldn't have been awesome.
Jared could have made that throw.
Alright,
I
alright.
mean,
What's
he-
your 3-yard out?
What's the score?
My score will
If he's
be
got the weapons, he's got the weapons.
the 49ers are going to take it, and I think it's going to be a bit lower scoring, simply because if I think if 49ers get ahead, they're just going to stifle and just going to run out the ball. So I'm going to say 27-17 for the 49ers.
Some defense.
So what are we averaging? The Niners are averaging 30 points
Yeah.
in the playoffs. So they're gonna get those 30 points.
30 points without trying.
Yeah, we're not trying. So they're gonna get those 30 points, and their defense has been stopping.
Without trying.
It was a
It's
blowout.
good.
It was a blowout, and the game was over. They didn't have to score any more
In the
points
first
against the
quarter.
Vikings.
Also, they didn't have to throw the ball a lot.
No,
No, they literally just didn't have to play.
Yeah,
They
so
just
the
literally
fourth quarter,
ran
they
out
weren't
the
trying.
quarter, the clock. So I'm gonna go with 30 points. They've been holding down teams to what 14, 17 points.
Yeah.
The Green Bay got 20, but that was like bullshit. Just like get some points up. So they're gonna hold them down to 24 points.
So what do you have at 30-24?
30-24.
Okay.
Guess who has the ball last?
Not Jimmy G.
It was not Patrick Mahomes. Otherwise, they would
No,
have won.
Raheem
Yeah.
Monster has the ball last.
Who wants to remind me?
He has the ball last. I'm saying just to run out the clock.
I'm not
We have
saying.
the
I don't want
best
to be. I don't want to be mean.
Yeah,
I don't wanna be mean.
like
He's
stardom.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
He was barely playing before Tevin Coleman got hurt.
For real.
He has one of
Last-
the best postseasons
He
in
is
history
the
of the
number
NFL.
one running back.
I
Yes, the
have
best
yet to see
postseason
someone
in
show me a
NFL.
highlight of him that
Doesn't
you could
matter.
drive a
That's
car
all-
through the
that's a
hole.
good-
What has he
Yes,
done?
he is.
How many great? Name one really good thing out of Raheem Mostert. Go.
He doesn't do
He has
anything
4
great.
touchdowns, 220 yards.
What's
in
his-
one
what's
game.
an attribute
What does
of
he
him?
do? Give me something.
Other than never
specific
give
thing
up.
That
He
makes
knows how to
him
he knows how to
good.
make his cuts. He knows how to read.
He's a
He knows
running
how to
back.
make.
And
The hole's this big.
and
I could read
and
that.
he's surrounded by some incredible wide receivers and tight ends.
But what
that
does
are
he
willing to
do?
block.
He
does what he does. He
Everybody
doesn't
can
fumble.
do that.
He doesn't.
I'm not hating on him
last
because
year
you
he
gotta
used to
have that
fumble.
guy.
Last year he used to fumble a lot. This year he has worked on that. He does not fumble because they did that.
Marvin
whole,
sippy yin yak. Drinks down, hell nah, I'ma drink that. Chillin' at the kickback. Wanna function, wanna party, we gon' keep it that.